now give the floor to Valentin Lopez.
Misni Truhish, Kanrakat, Valentin Lopez. Tumsana Kanis, Richa me Makeni Naha. Dear distinguished members of United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues, my name is Valentin Lopez, and I am the tribal chairman of the Amah Mutsun tribal band. Our tribe is composed of those who were taken to Mission San Juan Bautista and Mission Santa Cruz in the greater Monterey Bay area of California. Today I speak for all Mutsun ancestors who died at Mission San Juan Bautista and Mission Santa Cruz, and whose voices have never been heard. We are here today to voice our opposition to the Catholic Church's announced intentions to canonize Father Junipero Serra. In California, the mission system was brutal and had a disastrous effect on our ancestors. Nearly 100,000 Indians died during the mission period, which lasted from 1769 to 1833. Our tribal oral history, the documented history of Franciscan records, and other official documents and correspondence attest to the brutality of the missions. Many argue that Father Serra himself did not mistreat the Indians of California. This is not true. As one of many examples, on July 31st, 1775, Father Serra wrote a letter to Spanish Governor Moncado requesting that he punish 4 Indians for attempting to run away from Mission Carmel. Father Serra wrote, "I am sending them to you so that a period of exile and 2 or 3 whippings, which your lordship may apply to them on different days." And then he continues, "If your lordship does not have shackles, with your permission they may be sent from here. I think the punishment should last for 1 month." This statement alone clearly shows that the natives were either prisoners or enslaved at the missions, that Father Serra did indeed order the whipping of Indians. His offer to send shackles, which is clearly a form of torture, and shows this was an acceptable practice at the mission. Father Serra also used isolation and separation from his families as punishment for not complying with the rules he established. Further, there can be no doubt that Father Serra stole the land that the missions were built on. There are many, many documented incidents such as this in archives throughout the world. And yet, in California, it has been taught for many, many decades that Father Serra brought God to the Indians. His actions were not saintly, and his actions were not godly behavior. There can be no argument that Father Serra instituted cultural genocide, which is now referred to as ethnocide. It is clearly documented that Serra wanted to destroy native cultures, including their villages, their language, their spirituality, and their way of life, so the indigenous people would have no choice but to accept the Catholic faith. Papal bulls are official documents which are issued by the Pope of the Catholic Church. According to papal bulls issued in 1452, 1493, and other bulls, the Catholic Church declared all non-Christian people to be heathens, pagans, and savages that have no soul. These bulls promoted the conquest, colonization, exploitation, and domination of indigenous people. The bulls also declared that non-Christians were the enemies of Christ, and therefore we should be put in perpetual slavery, and they should take all our property and possessions. These papal bulls have never been rescinded. They are in effect today. The papal bulls were the guiding principle for Father Serra's actions at California missions. He was very successful in carrying out the directives of the papal bulls, and for that, Pope Francis is rewarding him with sainthood. It is our belief that sainthood by the Catholic Church should only be granted to those who follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ himself came in peace. He taught love and forgiveness. Finally, it's important for people to understand that we are not opposed to the Catholic Church. A number of our tribal members are Catholic. Our opposition is to the canonization of Father Serra. His canonization will only add to our historic trauma. Accordingly, my delegation submitted to this body an official letter to be included with these proceedings, and also requested to the Special Rapporteur of Indigenous Issues that she consider initiating a global study to present to this forum of how the myriad of church faiths, including the Catholic Church, have impacted the lives of indigenous nations and peoples, in furtherance of our discussion on the question of the effects of the doctrine of discovery. We ask all people to join us in opposing the canonization of UNPFII Sarah. On September 23rd, when the Pope arrives to the United States, we ask all people to join us in opposing the canonization of UNPFII Sarah. On September 23rd, when the Pope arrives to the United States, and we ask the Catholic Church to reject and rescind the papal bulls referenced above. Sururu Rui, Yu Tungsa Nakanis, Oh.
I'd like to thank Valentin Lopez for his statement. I now give the floor to the Fiji Native and Tribal Congress.